Good afternoon, Guiding Bolt fans. Ron here. I came home from work today and found my water heater is leaking water. So I'm going to show you guys how to switch out your water heater. First thing I did before I got my new one, I measured the height of my existing one. Because what you want to do is get one that's pretty close to the same height, so the attachments will fit and your venting will fit without having to redo it. So I have my new water heater. Now I gotta drain this one because it's leaking, but it's not drained. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna shut off the water. In the meantime, while I'm doing this, I'm also gonna shut off the gas. I will shut this off. Oh, there we go. It's just sticky. So I've got my gas off. I've got my water off. Next thing we're gonna do is I've got a hose here. I'm gonna attach it right down here because this is the drain. And this one is a really old water heater, so it's pretty gummed up. It doesn't. There we go. All right. Let's get that on there. Open this up, and I've got it ran out down here. And I've got a pretty long hose here, so I hope it drains good because it's not really pressurized. But we should start seeing some water coming out here. So we unwound the hose so there were no kinks and so that there was no big pile. And then I made sure to open that spigot up wide. And now it's draining. So now we have to sit and let this drain. And this can take a while. Because we want that, the goal here is to get that water heater empty. Because if the water heater is full, it's going to be heavy to carry out of the basement. So while this is draining, we're going to bring our new water heater inside and unpackage it. And get ready to do the next step. Alright, Guiding Bolt fans, the next step here while we're waiting to drain, I'm going to crack both these unions here. We're going to open these up. So these will, once they're open, this will lift off and this will lift off. And then I'm going to take this venting apart. There'll be usually some screws in here we'll pull out, and I might have to take this elbow off just to give us a little more play. And then the next step I'm going to do is there's a union here on the gas. I'm going to crack this. And then I'm going to take this part all off once I've got it cracked, because we're going to try and reuse these if possible, so I don't have to run and buy more parts, because my shut-off valve is up here and it's already off. So, and I'll show you once I got it all apart. This is the pressure release valve. We can take this off and reuse this. Sorry, it's a reverse thread. So a lot of times when your water heater is going to go bad, this is one of the things that'll fail, is this pressure release valve. What it's meant to do is when there's too much pressure in here, this will blow out in water. It'll shoot the hot water here, so this can't explode. We keep this, the reason you put this on is so when it goes, it's shooting right at the ground and it's not just spraying everywhere. So when you're using pipe wrenches, you can offset them kind of like scissors, and then you just squeeze. And it'll crack the union. Same goes when you're tightening, if you really want to get that really good and tight. There we go. So when I usually build one of these from scratch, I give myself more length than this. This isn't much room, so this is gonna be, could be a little bit of a struggle. If I can. So that's what I'm worried about is I'm gonna wreck these threads. But it looks like I didn't get a bad thread, so I think we're gonna be good there.
So is that residual smell just the gas that was left in between the close-off valve?
Yes, because we shut off here, so you still had gas throughout all of this. So you're gonna have a little crack and you will smell a little gas. There's that one loose. Whew. All right, this one's gonna be the challenge. Ah, there we go. I don't know if you've seen how I did that, but I got this as close as possible I could, because the closer you are, the more leverage you can get. Yeah, I can tell this is old. If you look down in here, that's almost all plugged up. I don't know if you can see that. I end up having to pull these off. I'm gonna have to go to a replacement part, but I want the part so I know what I have to get for the size. But I don't want to reuse these because you can see the corrosion. Well, I might be able to clean this out. This isn't that bad. It's pretty nasty. So I'm gonna go get a replacement for these. So I went and got my parts. What this is known as the dielectric union. This is the part that goes on the top of the water heater to connect. I'm not going to replace the top part. I think this is still good. I bought a new one though because I needed the bottom part and I wanted this washer. You could probably buy these separate. I just didn't want to. I wanted to just get it done. Also, on the off chance something needs to change here, I now have the part, so I could change this if I had to. So the first thing we're going to do, I bought this plumber's tape or thread tape. I want to wrap this. around here a couple times. So it's a sealant tape that'll help seal this. So I'll get this one started. Let's get this wrap ready. Yay. Forgot how much I hate using this stuff. It's pretty stretchy. And I'll cut that one. Grab my other union over here. So get started. I'll grab my wrench. I'll tighten these on nice and tight. Come on. Nice and tight. That's good. Hear me grunt. There we go. Now what you could do if you wanted to is use the same trick I showed you to crack it, where you could take the wrenches and just give them one last squeeze. But with this thread I put on here, you shouldn't have to do that. It should lock nice and tight. Alright, so I've got these back in place. I tighten these on. I got the rubber washers in there. I have this threading on here. I don't think you can see it barely on this one. So now all you do is just crank them down. So this one's going to be difficult. Step back, please. So we're going to have to use this one. So we got those in place. We're going to get our gas pipe in place. And this could be funny because this one looks to be wider, so I'm probably going to have to play around with this gas piping, but I was smart enough to buy parts. Alright, so I'm to the point where I'm doing my gas piping. So when you're gas piping, you use your pipe dope. I got this pipe thread sealant. You put it on the thread end. So this is the male end. Make sure you get it all the way around. And then you just thread your piece up under pressure because you're watching me. just crank it on. This one, you don't have to crank it super tight. That's what that thread pipe. You want to get on there nice and snug, but you can have a little bit of give because that's what you're going to use to try and maneuver and change. Now, depending on the plumber, I'm not a plumber, I was a tinner for a long time, but they'll tell you not to do this to the union. I always do. A nice tighten. Here's my gas piping. I'm gonna wipe the dope off my hands and then I'll show you how to do the venting. Alright, so the piping, it was pretty close, so I'm just able to flex it a little bit just to get it to work. So you just put it right back in place. Come on. I think my battery is going dead. And then I grabbed a fresh screw for up here. There's little slots, I don't know if you can see it, that these pop into. I'm gonna grab a smaller screw. I don't like this long one there. Ooh. So let's do the other side. Call it good. So they gave you, the ones that were in the original one were like a 3/4 inch. I'm just switching to a 1/2. So that's in place. Now what you can do, if I was worried about this, I do have some tape, aluminum tape, and you can tape these seams, but I'm not too worried about what little bit could seep out here. So that's that. So we got it vented. We've got the water cranked on. I'm gonna test it out and then we'll see what happens. Oh, I almost forgot. So this, is not wanting a thread. I think my pipe is bent, so it's, yeah, my pipe has a bend to it. Here's my wrench. This just has to go in hand tight. You don't need to crank this baby down. Good enough. So it's the release valve, so we're not caring if it is not watertight. Now comes the test. No water here. And so our gas is done. Water's filling up. Venting's done. I just got to read the manual quick to make sure I got this set correct, and I think we're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed watching me. Keep on subscribing.